What's going on, guys? Today I got a little bit different video for you. If you're like me, or if you know someone that's like me, a lot of people are gonna say that they hate buying Christmas gifts for you, because either you buy whatever it is that you want or need yourself, or you're just into so many different things that it is maybe a little bit difficult to buy something for you. So I have in front of me, and you can't really see it, but I have a small pile of things that if you are shopping for someone that is like me, maybe it might give you some ideas as to what you can get them for Christmas. This isn't an end-all be-all list, but this is hopefully, maybe we'll get the juices flowing, or maybe get you a little bit thinking about things that may be out there that maybe you didn't know about, or maybe you didn't realize the person that you're buying for would even want. And I'm kind of talking more into like the techie nerd type person. This isn't like a list for men or women or boys or girls or whatever. It's mostly a list for someone that's into either techie things or maybe even a little bit of nerd things. Let's just kind of get into it, because I do have a handful of things here that I want to show you guys. The first thing I have up here are some Techie Audio Bullets memory foam ear tips. These are for your earbud type headphones, and honestly something like this here, just something like that. These are probably about my favorite ear tips to use on any one of my earbuds, just because they generally will provide the best seal for whatever it is that you're listening to. And they have different sizes and whatnot, but they are fairly universal. So if you do pick something like that up, if you have someone on your list that likes audio or has a handful of different headphones, and that might be a nice pickup for them. So that's kind of an idea there. I'm gonna kind of go through this list quickly, so if you guys have any questions about anything that I have here, please put them in the comment section. I will do my absolute best to answer them, and answer them quickly, because I know Christmas is coming up very quickly, so I'm sure you're gonna want to go out and get whatever it is as soon as you possibly can. So I'm moved on to my next thing here, and these are a pair of truly wireless earphones. Now, you may not know that a lot of these are getting a lot cheaper. Now, you can go for something else, some more expensive ones. I have the one more stylish here. These retail for about $100. And then I have the Galaxy Buds here. These retail for about $120, $130. These ones are the Phil T1X, I believe is what they are. And I just recently got them, so there will be a full review on these later, but these actually sound really amazing for what they are. And right now on Amazon, they're going for just over $30. So if you have someone on your list that wants truly wireless headphones, and you know they do, but you're afraid that they're too expensive, or maybe what they have on their list is a little bit too expensive, you might want to look at some of the little bit cheaper options. I will have links for these in the video description, and I will add a couple different ones that I don't have that you may want to take a look if this isn't exactly what you're looking for. But something like this, these are truly wireless, and this actually charges with USB-C. A lot of them, including these One Mores, like I said, retail for about $100. They charge with micro USB. So if micro USB and USB-C is a big deal, these might be the way to go. Moving on, and I am kind of staying in the audio section here. This right here, this one is, and it's not so much the IEMs, but it's what they're wrapped around. This is basically, it's a headphone holder, an earphone holder. You wrap your wire around these, and it keeps them nice and tidy. You can grab them, you could throw them in your bag or whatever, and you don't have to worry about the cord getting tangled, getting twisted up, getting wrapped around something else, and it just keeps it in a nice little sleek form factor. I do have another one here, and this is basically, it serves the same purpose. Maybe not quite as nice and neat as something like this, but this right here is just a little magnetic clasp, and technically you can route the wire through the back there, and it makes it so you don't lose this. But I just have it to where I could clip it on and then just throw this in my bag and go. Like I said, it's not quite as nice and tidy and neat as something like this is, but I will give you a couple different options in the video description. Honestly, I personally like this one a little bit better. Moving on, staying in the audio. Sorry, this audio section is taking a little bit while. But if you do have someone that is an audio person and they like their headphones, and more importantly, they like their wired headphones, you might want to look at getting them something like this. This is the FIO BTR1K. I do have a full review on it, so I will put the link up right up here, and I'll probably throw it in the video description as well. But basically what this is it allows you to use your wired headphones wirelessly. So you turn this on and you pair this Bluetooth with whatever device you have, your phone or whatever, and then you can plug in your headphones up here, control volume over here, and then it actually has a little microphone built into this so you can take calls and stuff like that too. So it basically it takes your favorite pair of wired headphones and makes them basically wireless. And this also charges with USB-C. I absolutely love the thing. The battery lasts a long time, and the audio quality is really good. Sorry, I am fighting a little bit of a cold here. I'm getting over it, so please bear with me if I'm sniffling and snorting and sneezing and crap. I'm sorry. But moving on, we are out of the audio section. This is a little bit different. It's a very small flashlight. This one is from Olight. It is the i3E, and it's a fairly, I don't know if I really want to, there you go. It's a fairly bright little sucker. I keep this in my backpack in a specific pocket, and I basically just keep it there just in case there's anything that I need to get out of my backpack. If it's dark or anything, I have it there. Or if I need an emergency little flashlight real quick, I know exactly where it is in my bag, so I can just reach in, grab it, and not have to worry about fumbling around my backpack for it. So this has come in handy. I guess this really isn't tech or nerdy or anything like that, but it does come in handy if you do have someone that has a lot of crap in their bag or purse or whatever. Moving on, I will start at the top here. This is probably the least tech thing I have on this list. And this is a very particular pen here. I'm left-handed, and if you know anybody else that's left-handed, or if you yourself is left-handed, you know that if you're writing on something, you know you get everything you just wrote right down the side of your hand right here, and it's a pain. It sucks, and you look like an idiot until you can go wash your hands. So I have found this pen. It is the Uniball Signo DX, and the link for this specific pen will be in the video description. I've used this pen for probably going on about 2 years now, and probably about 2 years now, and I absolutely love it. I have never ever had any of that crap on the side of my hand, and I like to write things down. As much as I like my tech, I like writing things down, and this thing has not failed me yet. The only caveat to that really is it is a very, very fine tip pen. So if you don't like fine tip pens, you may not like this. They're not overly expensive, but they are, comparatively to your standard Bic rollerball pens, they are a little bit more expensive. I will leave a link to this in the video description. This is my absolute favorite pen though. If you have someone on your list that is a lefty, you might want to think about getting them something like this. They might like it, especially if they write a lot of things down. Let's get into the power section, I guess. This right here is an Aki, just a little power brick. It has 3 USB ports on one side and then your standard plug on the other. This one in particular is really old. I've had this one for years. I take this with me when I travel anywhere I go. This one is quick charge 2, so that kind of shows you about how old this thing is. But I will link newer ones in the video description. It's nice, it's compact, and it gets the job done. I can charge just about anything I have with this. My phones, my iPad, my Switch. So it has come in handy quite a bit. Something that you can even just leave in your bag just in case you need it later. Moving on, this is something we probably all already have, but this is a USB power bank. This one's a little bit newer, obviously newer than my Aki down there. This one is made by Charmast. I have done a review for this thing, overview I guess is more accurate, on a different channel. I will leave that link in the video description as well. But this is a 26,800 milliamp hour power bank, so this has power for days. And this has, part of the reason why I got this particular one is because it has micro USB, Lightning in, and USB-C in, so basically whatever cord I have handy can and will charge this thing back up. And then also you can use the Type-C as an in or an out, so you can charge from the Type-C port, and then you have 3 USB-A outputs as well. I will leave a link to this guy in the video description. I will also link a few others that may not be a bad idea. One thing you do want to keep in mind, if you are getting one of these for someone that wants to charge, say, their MacBook or anything like that on the go, you want to make sure you get one with power delivery. If it's a MacBook, you're going to want to get one with a higher wattage power delivery. I want to say it's around 60 watts. I think the Switch is 15 or 18 watts, one of the two. So if you do want to charge bigger type devices with a power bank, or if you want to give whoever it is that you're buying the gift for that option, you want one with power delivery, I will link a few of those in the video description as well. Moving on, let's go to storage, because these next four items kind of blend together a little bit. The first I have up is a portable SSD drive. Now, if you have someone that maybe they want to make videos on YouTube, or they already do, something like this will come in handy for them at one point or another. I promise you it will, even if they don't use it yet. This one in particular is a Samsung T3 drive. As with a lot of the stuff I have here, I have had this for years. They don't make the T3 drive anymore, I don't believe. Now it's the T5, but it works just as well as this, and if that's any indication to show you, I do have the older model and I'm still using it, and it has been absolutely fantastic for me. The reason why you might want to go with an SSD, a portable SSD, is they are faster. So if someone's, say, editing video or anything like that, bigger files, or if they're moving bigger files, these will do so a lot quicker than your standard external hard drives. That's not to say that if you were to get someone, say, a 2 or a 5 terabyte external hard drive, that they would be upset with it in any kind of way. This one, it's just faster. You will pay for that speed, though. These are more expensive than your standard external hard drives. You could get a standard 2 terabyte external hard drive for somewhere in the neighborhood of about 50 or 60 bucks. A 500 gig one of these goes for about 80 or 90, I believe. So just keep that in mind. They can get even more expensive the higher capacity you go. So just keep that in mind. If you do want to get an external SSD, I will obviously link a handful in the video description, but the bigger you go, the more you're going to pay. 500 gigs should be enough for just about anybody, honestly. I probably wouldn't go too far under that 500, just so you know. But 500 I think is adequate for just about anybody. Staying in the storage space here, I have a memory card. This kind of goes back to the whole, if you have someone that wants to make YouTube videos, or even if you know a photographer, you can never really have too many memory cards. I will leave the ones that I suggest in the video description, mainly because there can be a little bit to get into with memory cards. Some won't record 4K video because they're not fast enough, that sort of thing. So I will leave the link to this one and a handful others in the video description. None of which should cost you an arm and a leg. I think the most expensive one is probably going to be about the $40 range, 40 to 50 bucks. Moving on in that same train, in that same direction, if you are like me, or if you have someone on your list that's like me and they do edit video and they edit off, say, their iPad Pro, They may already have one of these, but something like this may come in handy for them. It's just a USB-C adapter, but it allows the use of a SD card and a micro SD card. So someone can transfer their files off of their camera or drone or whatever it is onto their computer or their iPad that doesn't have a standard USB-A slot. This particular guy, I want to say costs around the $17, $15 range, somewhere around there, and it has been fantastic. I leave this generally in my bag so that I always have one on me, which moves me into the next one that I have, and this is basically the same thing, just a little bit bigger with a little bit more options. This is the Anker 5-in-1 USB-C hub. Did I say that right? The Anker 5-in-1 USB-C hub? I don't know if I said that right or not the first time around, but it's basically the same thing with a couple added functions. It has an HDMI port here, the same SD and micro SD card slots, and on this side it gives you a couple extra USB-A ports. I have used this. Generally this one stays at my house, stays at my desk. My laptop over here, it does not have a SD card slot in it anywhere, so this and this they've come in very, very handy for me. Talk to you about just about everything. I've covered audio, I've covered lighting a little bit, I've covered writing, storage options, power, that sort of thing. If you have someone on your list that is a PC gamer or even just someone that wants to upgrade their mouse, I have the Logitech. This is the Logitech G602. This is technically a gaming mouse. It is a wireless gaming mouse, and it comes with a little USB dongle that I actually have plugged into my computer right now, and it is something that you'll have to use. It doesn't work over Bluetooth, but it has a ton of different settings for DPI, so it can help move the mouse cursor around a little bit better, a little bit quicker, or a little bit more precise, a little bit slower. And then there's also 6 buttons on the side here that can be reprogrammed to use for honestly just about anything that they need it to be used for. So for instance, I have mine set up for forward and back on my browser or whatever, and then I have another 2 buttons set up for copy paste because I do that a lot. I copy and paste a lot, and it's so much quicker to be able to just push a button on the side of my mouse and copy something and then push the other button and paste it somewhere instead of, hitting Control C, Control V, you know what I mean? So this is a fantastic gaming mouse. I have yet to find anybody that can really say anything bad about it. The battery life is freaking awesome. I haven't changed the batteries in here in about, I think I changed them this morning, and I want to say the old batteries had been in there for about 3 months. So the battery life on this is fantastic. They're not rechargeable or anything. I mean, you can get rechargeable batteries, which is what I have in there right now, but it doesn't have an internal rechargeable battery, so you do have to change out the batteries every now and then. But I have had absolutely no complaints about this mouse. It is very ergonomic for me, and best of all, it is generally, it's priced under 40 bucks. And a lot of times you can find it for under 25. So I will definitely leave a link for this in the video description as well. That's about what I have for you guys in this one. It kind of went a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I do want to say that if you guys have any questions, these are all things I obviously own and use very, very regularly. So if you have any questions for anything on this list, or if you find something else that I didn't mention on here that is in some way related to something on this list and you just want to know if it's decent or not, I will give you my honest opinion if I have used it, or if I know of the company and know their track record. I will give you an honest opinion as far as that goes as well. So throw any questions you have down in the comments. I will do my best to answer them as quickly as I possibly can, just to help you guys out, maybe find that last or that missing Christmas gift that you just can't get a hold of. And I will do my best to help you out, answer whatever questions that I can for you. Until the next video, guys, I will see you in the next one. I'm out.